Premier League. And of course, as for Klopp made it quite clear when he went that he would never, if he came back to England, and I think he doubted that, he would never manage another club,
All right.
because
Okay.
Liverpool would always be his first love, and you can understand that. The very
Yeah.
last club he probably would go to is Manchester United because of the relative geography between them and the relative rivalry between them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, Klopp I think can be easily ruled out, as I think can Zidane.
All right.
But who knows what else or who else could take the place?
Wow. That was very it's as if you're trying to actually sell us your manager. Ruling out
I think that's a very good perception on your part there, Cuz.
ruling out all the other ones, right? So what's left? But
Yeah,
actually,
that's true.
yeah, but actually, I also read something in the paper that the management of Manchester United is actually looking for a manager with an English with an English Premier League, or with
Hmm.
basically an English side football team experience. And I thought so. I thought straight about Zidane, and I thought, right, okay, so that's not going to work because he hasn't got that experience. And it sort of just cements my my argument sort of about players and referees that do well in other countries. They come to the Premier League and they are humbled, and it's happened because Amorim was doing well. He was doing well where he was,
Hmm.
at Lisbon, wasn't he? Then he's come to the Premier League, and that's it, but
Yeah.
he's gonna get a huge payout anyways. Either way, we know how he goes. He gets sacked, he gets a huge payout. You know, it's a win-win. I'm sure somebody else will snap him up real quick. I don't know if he's gonna be in the Premier League though, because he's left a bad taste in the mouth of
Yeah.
fans in the Premier League. That's if he doesn't succeed in turning around his fortune at the club. Well, if he succeeds, then good, you know, good for him. But if it doesn't, I don't think
Hmm.
anybody would be that quick to then take him on as a manager. It probably take years, because it's a flop. He is a flop at Manchester United. There's no other way of putting it. If he doesn't turn it around, then it's become a flop of English football. That's the only way that we can look at it.
I mean, would you say the same about another Premier League team wouldn't come in for him? Would you say the same thing applied or applies to Graham Potter, who was sacked by West Ham last week
I was
because
gonna
he
come.
didn't do well at Chelsea? Some say he wasn't given long enough, but I think he had 6 or 7 months.
Mm,
Nowadays, of course, if you don't get pretty quick positive results, you're out, I suppose. But West Ham took him on and again have sacked him. I think he was there. He's only been there a few months, hasn't he? Sacked him, and then again, no doubt, he'll be given another fabulous payout. I mean, it's not
yeah,
a bad job to be in football management at the top level, is it? Because if you
yeah,
fail, you win with a massive handout of paying up your contract. But
yeah.
yeah, and you could say again, will another club come in for Graham Potter who think, well, we believe he's got something
Mm,
and we want to exploit that, and he'll do it for us.
mm.
And clubs seem to think they can. For us.
Mm.
And clubs seem to think they can have a better effect on a manager who's failed previously than those previous clubs. And I do wonder about that sometimes.
Mm.
Equally, going back to Amorim, you say he's failed. Well, I mean, I think to be fair, last year he could argue it really wasn't his team. I mean, he sort of inherited the team as it was, and they clearly were struggling.
Mm,
This year, I mean, the owners trusted him to spend quite a lot of money in the window, the transfer window. So if anything's going to stop them or make them delay sacking him, I would
mm,
have thought it's that it will become someone else's team, but it wouldn't be their team. So the same thing could apply. So I don't know. I still have a hunch they will give him maybe until Christmas. And
mm.
if they're still struggling, not winning their games, then the chances are he will go. But I have a feeling he won't go yet. Could be wrong, but that's my feeling.
Right, okay, so you've made a very good comparison with Graham Potter. Now, where Graham Potter is English, don't forget that he is English, um,
Yeah,
and and when he lost the Chelsea job, he was actually out of work for a long period of time. It
he
wasn't just
was. Yeah.
it wasn't just like that. So um, perhaps Amorim might have it might have better luck, but um, then West Ham now has a new manager, don't they? The guy that was sacked from Nottingham, was that
It's Nuno.
Nottingham?
Forest, yeah, Forest. It's
That's it.
Nuno,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was quick. The way they it was quickly, and we
Yeah.
knew we kind of had the hunch that he wasn't going to be out of job for long, didn't we? What do you
Yeah,
think?
because he actually did very well at Forest. You look at their season last year, he did great, didn't he? But he
Yeah.
seemed to be at loggerheads with the owner at the
Mm.
end. You remember the end of that game last season,
I
towards
do.
the
Yeah.
end of
Yeah.
the season? The owner seemed to sort of be criticising him publicly on the pitch after the game. And
Mm.
you thought then, yeah, that's the end of Nuno at
Mm.
Forest. And I think when, in one way, it was surprising he was still there beginning of this season. But his own comments, he said, yeah, I'm not looking at being sacked. I think, I'll probably be here. But you could tell, I felt I could tell that he was hedging his bets a bit. He probably knew the relationship was fractured with the owner and that he'd be on his way. And so it proved.
Mm.
And of course, now they've got Postecoglou.